What's going on, guys? Tonight, got Komodo Dragon. I've seen these in red. I've not seen them in yellow. So this is going to be a treat. Oh. It smells so good. Look at that interior. Clean. Beautiful. This side is almost all placenta. All up in here. Smells absolutely delicious. Very tropical smell to it. Let's steal some of these seeds. I got permission to take some seeds out of these pods. So I'm going to use that. And this is definitely one that seems like it's worth growing. Hopefully it tastes as good as it smells. I don't see why it wouldn't. Has a very habanero-like smell, but a little bit better. Sorry, guys, I just want a few of these seeds. There we go. Without destroying the pith, the placenta. I'm going to try and save as much of that as possible. Come on, get out of there. It's got so many little nooks and crannies for it to hide in. All right. That should be good then. So as you can see, no placenta was damaged. Had a headache all day and can't shake it. You know what really helps with that? It's capsaicin. Always. Body aches and pains. Headaches. Wow. Absolutely fantastic flavor on that. It's very like a tropical fruit. It was very, very fruity, very tropical. All the way through. About halfway through chewing, you got really floral. No sweetness, no bitterness. Very fruity. And a decent bit floral, not overpowering. Very balanced with the fruity. Heat was immediate. As soon as I bit into it, I felt it start like searing immediately. say right now, I'm coming up on a 3. Right off the bat, though, like as soon as I bit into it, it just jumped immediately. Actually jumped right away, and now it's just holding. Absolutely delicious. Still taste that, just that fruitiness in the mouth. Man, that is such a good pod. I'm really glad I saved seeds for that, because that is a must grow. It almost reminds me of like a habanero, but a little bit more floral, which with the fruity works really great. Some people aren't a fan of floral. I enjoy the floral as long as it's paired with the right flavor. It had a little bit of almost kind of like a citrusy fruitiness to it. It was just very almost, it just reminds me of something like a tropical fruit of some sort. I don't know how else to explain that. It's just one of those things you'd have to try it to understand. Absolutely delicious. Wow. Yeah, heat rose and plateaued immediately. Searing hot. All over the tongue. A tiny, tiny bit on the roof of the mouth. And just a little tiny bit in the throat. Not too bad. Mainly on the tongue. That's why I say a little bit on the top, a little bit on the throat, but it's because mainly it's just on my tongue. I can feel it like throbbing. As an absolutely delicious pod. Trying to see if it does anything else. Flavor is still in my mouth. Still just a very fresh, bright, fruity flavor in my mouth. With a touch of floral. Heat's still hanging there. Hasn't done anything. It hasn't rose. It hasn't fallen. It's just a nice, steady, even burn. Excuse me. Pepper burp. Excuse me. Pepper burp. I feel my nose wants to run just a tiny bit, but I don't think it's going to. Okay. Heat just started dropping off. I literally felt it start dropping. Mixing the saliva around in the mouth. See if there's anything left there that hasn't touched somewhere, that hasn't burned. It's still, the flavor is still in my mouth. It's just one of those pods that I can tell an hour later I'm going to burp and I'm going to taste it again. I know that doesn't sound good, but for some reason I actually enjoy that. Drastically dropped in heat. So it dropped off in heat as quickly as it came up in heat, because it was plateaued for a while there. And I felt it start going down, and it just dropped off completely. That's pretty much exactly how it rose. I felt it immediately. The second I swallowed, it was at its peak. A little bit of run on the nose. It's a very bright, fruity pepper with really just outstanding heat. But what I was saying earlier was it had a very similar flavor to a habanero with a little bit more floral to it, and the heat a little bit closer to like a Reaper. I'd say not quite Reaper heat, but not too far off either. Say at least, I mean, it's really hard to say with Scoville units, but I'd say if I were to take a shot at it, I'd say 1.2 to 1.3 mil Scoville heat units. Absolutely delicious, though. At that heat level, that I guess it's kind of subjective, but for me, at that heat level, I feel like a lot of the peppers kind of don't have as much of a flavor that pops. Usually it's a lot of floral at that heat range, which this was very balanced with the rest of the flavors. But yeah, that was delicious. That was the Komodo Dragon. Again, Albritton's very hot peppers. That's the place to get them. Absolutely delicious peppers. Great heat. Haven't had a mild one yet. All right, guys. Burn daily.